Hey, mathematicians. So we're going to be talking about writing equations in slope-intercept form. We did a little bit of work with that with the graphing piece of it. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what happens if we're only given the slope and a different point. What happens if we don't know the y-intercept? Or what happens if we're only given 2 points? So we're going to take some time to work on this over the next few days. How do you write an equation in slope-intercept form? Okay, so slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. M is always your rate of change, keeping in mind your slope formula. Okay, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And then, how do we solve for b? So we're going to be pulling in skills that we've used before, and we're going to be writing our equations in slope-intercept form. Okay, so just a few reminders with slope-intercept form that m is your rate of change, it's your slope, it's your rise over your run. In a direct variation function, it's your k. Your y-intercept is your b. It's where the graph crosses the x-axis. We can also solve it algebraically, so something just to keep in mind as we're looking at it. Okay. All right, so here we go. When you find an equation, when you write an equation in slope-intercept form, you need to find the slope and you need to find the y-intercept. So I would always start by writing m equals and b equals. Figure out what you know, and then we'll figure out the rest of it, okay? So a line with a slope, okay, so this tells me the slope is 1/3, okay? And then it says, and it tells me what the y-intercept is. Sweet. So I know what the slope is 1/3, the y-intercept is 5. So the answer is y equals 1/3 x plus 5. Okay. All right. So Brendan is having a party at Triple Play. You can tell I wrote this a while ago because Triple Play doesn't even exist anymore. Do you remember Triple Play? So the cost to use the party room is $50 and it's $12.95 per person. So we want to write an equation to figure out the total cost of the party if we invite P number of people. Okay, so I need to write my M and my B. Okay, so my M is my rate of change, my B is my y-intercept, it's my starting amount. When I look at this scenario, I see that it's $12.95 per person. So that tells me that that's going to be my rate of change because it says per person. That helps me understand that better. And then the cost to use the party room is $50. And I need to pay that $50 whether or not I have 3 kids or 10 kids or 20 kids. Crazy. But I have to pay that no matter what. So that's going to be my starting amount. That's where I'm going to be starting. So my total cost is equal to $12.95 times the number of people plus $50. This is a slope-intercept form of a line. Instead of y and x, I use c and p. And honestly, if you want to use y and x, I don't care. Totally fine. Okay, that helps you out, then just do that. That's totally fine with me. Okay, so C is equal to $12.95 times P plus 50. The cost per person times the number of people plus the overall $50. All right, a couple more examples. I got to find my M and I've got to find my B. Writing that off on the side really helps me out. So I need to find my slope and I need to find my y-intercept. So you mow lawns for the summer and you charge $15 per hour and a $5 fee for gas. We want to write a linear equation to determine the total charge for number of hours, H number of hours. So my rate of change, I see the word per. So M is equal to 15. That helps me out with my rate of change. My $5 fee is what I charge no matter how long I go. I always charge a $5 fee, or you do. Someone does. So we've got the total cost is equal to $15 per hour plus $5 for gas. My cost is $15 per hour plus $5 for gas. Number 4. Write an equation of the line in slope-intercept form that has a slope of 7. Oh. Okay, so on this one, it gives me the slope, but not my y-intercept. So here we go. I'm going to write my slope here because that's what it is. Now here's where we have to do a little bit of work to get to my y-intercept. I know that the slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Okay, it's going to be my best friend for a while. I know that slope is m. I know that my 3 is x and my 5 is y. And that's because they're in an ordered pair and we write them as x, xy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute those all in for the equation and I'm going to solve for b. So this is the first time we're doing this with this particular equation. You've substituted values in before. You've solved equations before. So now we're just going to take this information. My y is 5. My m is 7. My x is 3. And I don't know b. So I have the equation 5 equals 7 times 3 plus b. So 7 times 3 is 21. 5 equals 21 plus b. We're going to subtract 21 from both sides. So negative 16 equals b. Now I know what my y-intercept is. It's negative 16. Now I have enough information to write my equation out. Y equals 7x minus 16. So sometimes we're going to need to solve for b. We might even need to find the slope. Like there's a couple different things that we're going to have to play along with that. Okay, so here we go. Let's try another one and then you'll have some time to work on a worksheet. We're going to write an equation of a line in slope-intercept form. So that tells me I need to know my m and my b. That has a y-intercept of 4. So I'm going to fill that in so I know what it is. And it goes through -2, -3. So that's my x and my y. All right, so I don't know my m, so I have to figure that out. So I'm going to start by writing y equals mx plus b. Okay. Y is -3. M, I don't know, so I have to leave that as m. My x is -2. And my y-intercept is 4. So now I have an equation. I have an equation that shows one variable. So I have to solve for that variable. So I'm going to start by subtracting 4 from both sides. So -7 equals m times -2. I'll divide by -2. So m equals positive 7/2. And let me shrink this down a little bit so we can see it better. There you go. So now I can put what my m is and I can write my equation out. Y equals 7/2 x plus 4. All right, we got one more and then you're going to work on an assignment. So here we go. Madeline babysits her little cousins and her uncle pays her $7 to drive over to their house, then pays her $6 per hour. So let's figure this out. I need to know my m and I need to know my b. So my m is my rate of change per hour. That's a good hint that I'm talking rate of change. And then my b is how much we get from the start. Well, Madeline going to get $7 just to drive to her house. So that's my starting amount. So we've got y equals 6x plus 7. I always put my m in for slope and my 7 in for y. All right. Thanks for listening. We'll follow up on this some more in class and online. See you later. Bye, friends.